All right, bro, here we are. Episode 39 of By the Numbers. What have we got on the agenda tonight?
Tonight we have Totally Killer, The Exorcist Believer, Reptile, Pet Sematary Bloodlines, and Sawx.
Nice. I can't wait, bro. Let's
I
get
know,
this
me
rolling.
too. Let's go.
All right. What's up, my friends? Welcome to the Faces for Radio podcast as we present By the Numbers, where we take new releases, streaming, video, theater. We review them, like them or love them. We let you know what's going on. I am your host, David, a.k.a. the 4K Lowdown, and my co-host is...
Rich, a.k.a. TurnerFan77. How you doing, man?
Good, brother. What's going on, man?
I'm doing pretty damn good.
Good. That's awesome. Run a little bit behind tonight, you guys, and I apologize. We usually run at 6:30 Pacific, 8:30 Central, but it's my daughter's birthday, so I made dinner and had to finish one of the movies before we did the show. So, that being said, I'm glad you're all here. Speaking of which, let's do roll call. Caveman's in the house. Smack the like button. Thank you so much, brother. I appreciate that. Harrison's in the house.
What's up, Harrison? Caveman.
There's a new little profile thing there, new picture there for you. I think that's awesome. Corey's in the house. What's up, Corey? Thank you so much for being here.
I can't wait to see what your channel brings us.
Jay Manley is here in spirit, and appreciate that, my friend. And of course, Miss Caveman, where there is one half, there has to be the other half. And I'm so glad to see you here, Miss Caveman. All right. So, episode 39. We're just rocking. Yeah.
Man.
Dude. It's gonna be crazy. We've watched so many movies this year.
Yeah, we are. You know, when we started this journey, we were still trying to find our feet, trying to find something that worked. And we had a couple incarnations of some things. But man, when we decided on this, man, it just took off. It really worked, and it's working great. And I'm thankful for you, for all these cats. Can you hear them fighting? But yeah, I'm just thankful for you for extending the hand out to join you.
Oh man, my pleasure, bro. And it was just, it seemed like a no-brainer to me. It was like, you know, after we first really got to know each other, and I'm still 4K D-Ray. Thank you so much. You kind of brought us together.
You did.
And this continued when, you know, I ended up being by myself on the channel, and you jumped in and took off. You know, I was like, hey, you want to be on the show? And that was it. That was all she wrote.
Yeah.
Dell is in the house. What's up, Dell? Thank you so much. And everybody's saying, what's up to everybody? Yep. We know all the cool spots to hang out. I appreciate that. And yep. Everybody, I love this community, bro.
Me too.
Absolutely love this community.
Me too.
Everybody's saying hey to each other and saying hey to us. It means a lot to us that you're here. It means a lot to us that you're watching us live. You hung out, you waited for us. And then those of you that watch us on replay, we appreciate you guys as well. Before we get rolling, though, I want to acknowledge our sponsor, which is Spotify for podcasting. They take the audio portion of this live cast and put it out on Spotify, Pocket Cast, Google Podcast, Amazon Music, iHeartRadio, Castbox, and Google Podcasts. They're doing that all for free. They give us sponsors, they set us up, and when we get more followers, we're going to get more sponsors and maybe even $1 or $2. So that would be that would be great to get. Right now, we're doing it for free, and that's totally fine too. But we also want to thank StreamYard. Now, we do pay for their service, but StreamYard takes our live cast and multicasts it on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter for the 4K Lowedown page, and also now on Turner Fan 77's channel as well. So thank you, StreamYard, for allowing us to do that. So
I've seen the views. I don't know how it works, if it's the same views as yours, but I'm seeing it's getting higher and higher on my page.
That's good.
By the numbers. Yeah.
No, yeah, I'm seeing that too. It's, we've been doing pretty well, I think.
I think so too. I'm happy with it.
Yeah. There are some episodes that do better, especially on replay.
Yeah.
Where we, we'll get, I think altogether we'll get maybe 20 to 30 during the entire show, which is great. And then we'll end up with 70, 80, sometimes over 100 by the time we get ready for the next show. So people definitely come back and watch us on replay or check the replay out the next day, which is great. So we've got 5 movies this week, 2 from the theater, and we do have a couple of horror movies coming because it is October. So horror movies abound. There's a lot of them.
Yeah, and the last couple of weeks of October, we're going to try to shove a lot of horror movies in. In some weeks, we're going to have 6 movies instead of 5 because we want to get these movies covered.
Yeah. So any big surprises for you this week?
Yes, I had one that I did not want to fucking see. I only watched it. 2 movies I didn't want to fucking see. One, I was just gonna watch it because I know you were a fan of the franchise, and one that I know you liked a couple of them because you've told me, and that was the one I was dreading to see, and that was Sawx.
Yeah,
that surprised me.
Yeah, it surprised me too. And I know you've only seen like the first one, maybe the second one, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Which is perfect because the timeline for this follows the first movie. So I'm not going to say it erases the timeline, but it goes back to, anybody who has seen the trailer, because the trailer's been everywhere. I'm hoping I'm not spoiling anything, but of course, Tobin Bell is back as Jigsaw. And this is before he dies. Because if anybody's watched these movies, he pretty much dies in the second movie. And then other people come forth and kill in his name as the series goes along. So, yeah, you get Tobin Bell back. Oh, thank you.
What are you drinking tonight, man?
My daughter made brownies. My daughter made brownies. For her birthday, she makes brownies, and she brought me one. So I'm probably going to be snacking on that during the show. I've just got my tea.
My sparkling thing. So
you got your sparkling thing. What flavor you got this time?
Orange mango.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. All right. Well, I don't think there's a big surprise for for what our lowest movie is, but for those of you that are not familiar with how we do this, we take the 5 movies, and toward the end of the month, we're going to actually do 6 to cover more horror films. And I'm going to be jumping around because I'm rendering video, so don't be alarmed. But
what's up, Mike?
I'm here, but I'm distracted. I'm watching the D-backs hopefully close out the series. All right.
Fingers crossed, man.
I'm guessing that's baseball. So actually, I knew it was baseball. But anyway, we take the 5 movies, we watch them, we score them, and then we start with the lowest average score and work our way up to the highest score of the week. And our lowest score, and I know this is not a surprise, right?
Yeah, no.
It's Pet Sematary Bloodlines.
This shit sucked.
It was like, oof. This was a I'm not. I mean, I like the first Pet Sematary, the original.
I do too.
I did not like the second one
Neither did
with Edward Furlong. That was a pile of dog crap. I think this one was better than the second one, but it was still bad. It's still.
I liked the remake too. I didn't mind the remake.
The remake was pretty good.
Yeah.
I did enjoy the remake. I think they watered it down a little bit.
They did.
Because the first one is epic, but there's some interesting plays. I'm going to call them Easter eggs. There's some interesting Easter eggs in this one that reference the original movie.
Yeah, right off the bat, the opening scene is a Easter egg,
right? And I think we're talking about the same thing.
Yeah, the semi truck.
Yeah. That happens multiple times during the movie.
Yeah, it's at the beginning, at the end, right?
Yeah, beginning at the end. There's the red semi truck that shoots by and blares its horn, and I thought, I was like, okay, cool. So Caveman says, saw a limited rumored Tobin Bell will be booby trapping walkers, canes, and chairlifts. That's the way to do it. But yeah, this
David Duchovny. I mean, I love him as Mulder.
To see him in this movie,
yeah,
was strange.
Does he owe back taxes? I don't know.
Yeah, I think he's paying off some kind of fine, maybe community service hours. I don't know what it is. And then you've got Henry Thomas. E.T. himself is in this, and I'm thinking, okay, yeah, these guys look like they lost a bet. Maybe they were both at the same casino, and they spent too much money on the stripper, so they made him do a movie. I don't know. I don't know what the deal is, but they're really two sore thumbs in the middle of this film, because not only they were the worst actors of the entire movie, and they were the most well known.
Yeah.
So I was like, why are you?
Yeah.
I mean, it made it so much more better if I didn't recognize anybody. And I think I would have liked the movie more, but I'm like, it's David Duchovny. What the heck are you doing? And who put that nose on his face? Was that a prosthetic?
It looked like it.
It looked like we're just going to put this fake nose on you. He had this big bulb on the tip on his nose. I was going, is that what his nose really looks like? That can't be right. It just made no sense to me. And then, and Henry Thomas had the stringy hair. Like he just got out of the Pet Sematary himself. And before we go any further, Evan, what's up, my brother? Thank you so much for jumping in. No excuses this week. He is here, and he's getting ready for next week when we do our Disney top 10. So that's going to be a lot of fun.
He's been busting my balls like crazy.
Oh, I bet he has.
Oh man. I told him I can't wait for fucking Monday night.
Yeah. Now I definitely heard your cats that time.
Oh yeah, they're running around.
They're running around, wrestling.
I swear to God, if they knock my setup over, they're in trouble.
Knock your setup over, you're gonna lose it.
Yeah.
We're gonna pause as Rich just passing out his cats.
Don't call PETA on me, please.
No, don't call PETA. But was there any saving grace for you in this movie? Was there anything that was the end credits? Because I agree with that. Oh God, it's finally over. But the title splash page, who the heck did that? That was like, that was horrible. Rich and our friendship is on rocky waters with some of his Disney scoring on Letterboxd. Yeah, that's why I don't put any of my Disney movies in Letterboxd. So
I
you're
got some
not going to
shit
see
from
those.
Nate too.
Yeah, you're gonna see any of my Disney scores before Monday. Just gonna put that out there. I'm gonna do my shitting during the live cast on Monday. um, but no, those were great watches, bro. I enjoyed watching those
Yeah,
movies.
I did too.
Aside from maybe Beauty and the Beast, but it's
Fantasia.
Fantasia. Yeah, Fantasia is like one of my favorite movies, but Evan was talking about how hard it was to score. And I totally get that because I watched that again and I was like, wow, how do I score this? I got a new top 5 movie in my list. Hopefully it's not Pet Sematary Bloodlines because
dude,
it's
about as bad as Fantasia.
They took this, and hey, Fantasia is way better than this. They took the story from Stephen King's book, and I don't know, they pulled it apart and added a bunch of crap and made this weird thing. Like, I don't know, it doesn't make any sense to me. I was so, Heaven, I'm going to roast you guys for your Disney scores too. Oh, we're on the same page because of the score on Beetlejuice. Oh,
yeah.
And what's up, Steve?
What's up,
Steve's early tonight. We're just into our first movie. Usually he shows up at the last one. Yep. Everybody's saying hey to Steve. Steve, thanks for being on the show, man. I appreciate that.
They need to stop this franchise for a while.
I mean, they stopped it for a while, but this is not the way to restart it.
Yeah.
They could have done so much better. Even with the crap actors they got, they could have done so much better.
And the story sucked. I mean, you could have had the crap
like I
actors.
said, I don't know what they did to the original Stephen King story, but they made it into some kind of gobbledygook stew that you just I don't understand. I mean, I was like, I started to like the Native American element, and then they just tore that up like it was nothing. And I don't know. I don't like what they did with the story. I don't like how it ended. I didn't like. I think I didn't even like the trailer. I thought the trailer was garbage. And so did you. You gave it a 3. I gave it a 4. So I thought it was better. Now you did give you gave the story a 7, and that's your highest. Now I gave the cast an 8 because there were actually some of those kids I recognized from TV shows and stuff that I watched. So it ended up being,
you could tell they were TV actors too.
Yeah, they were TV actors, and
that's not knocking TV shows, but
no,
it's a different pedigree.
Exactly. You can. It's like theater actors versus movie actors.
Yeah.
You can tell the difference. But yeah, I'm not going to recommend this.
No, skip it. Don't.
It's on Paramount Plus. If you're a glutton for punishment and you want to check it out. But it has nothing to do with the Stephen King book. It has very little to do with the original movie, except for some Easter eggs. And of course, the way that they did the actual Pet Sematary, and stuff like that. But then I don't know. I don't want to.
Did it speak to you?
What's that?
First Pet Sematary, in the first Pet Sematary, the original. It's been a long time since I've seen it. Did the cemetery speak to you? That didn't make sense to me. I was like, wait a minute. No, I didn't think it did.
No, the cemetery doesn't talk to you. And and then there was the whole thing about how to kill them after they come back.
Yeah, that didn't make sense either.
I was like, so you're just making shit up. They were just making shit up. So how can we get like a whole bunch of these things and have a way to where these kids can kill them? And I was like, no.
Right.
Evan loved Gran Turismo. I'm glad you did.
That's a great movie, Evan.
That was awesome. That was definitely one of my surprises this year. It was really good.
Yeah.
All right. So we kind of talked about the highlights. I am gonna grab the card really quick because I don't have those handy. So yeah, I mean, I'd stay away from this, you guys. I don't recommend it.
Avoid it. Don't.
It's
Even if you're bored, go watch paint dry. That's better.
go actually to a Pet Cemetery or something. I don't know. I just avoid this one.
Yeah,
It's not the worst thing I've seen this year, but that's not saying a lot because we've seen some really bad movies this year.
It's not as bad as Skinamarink.
It's not as bad as Skinamarink. It's not as bad as what the hell was that movie we watched with Nate?
Elevator games.
The elevator game. And it's not as bad as that.
It's right up
but
there,
it's still like
out of those three movies, this is number 3.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't think it got no, I think there were some more that were lower than this as far as score wise, but it's just I started this movie and then I fell asleep in 10 minutes and then I was like, oh crap, I'm gonna have to watch this thing. So I turned it back on and watched it again, and then yeah, I ended up like I was working on my laptop, and you know there just wasn't enough to keep me interested at any point.
Yeah, skip it. Don't watch it. Go outside and do something else besides this movie.
Yeah. Oh, go outside and do something else. Yeah, I stand. I agree with that. I think that's the best thing. You know, go play outside.
Masturbate even because it's better than this.
Masturbate. Yeah. For everything else, there's masturbate. I can't spin any positives really out of this.
You can't. There's nothing redeeming about this movie.
It wasn't the worst thing I've seen, but it's not good. It wasn't enjoyable. I was really disappointed to see those two guys. I don't really call them A-list guys anymore. And you know, David Duchovny, he's really kind of a TV actor too.
He is. He's had 2 hit shows. Never really made it in the movies.
Yeah, the only movie that I really liked him in was Evolution. And that
I
was
like
just
the X-Files movies, but that don't count.
But yeah, that's TV movie. But yeah, no, it's just and I'm buying time right now because I'm putting the pictures together.
Yeah, we got some interesting horror movies coming up.
Yeah, we do.
I watched a few of them already. I saw It Lives Inside. I watched The Mill, The Tank.
Well, that's one on our list.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, these are the 3 that are upcoming in a couple weeks. But the biggest horror movie we still have to watch for next week, or not next week, in 2 weeks, is the Barbie movie.
Oh, I am already scared.
I know, me too.
That is just frightening, bro. I can't even.
We might even. There's Dick Shark.
I can't.
That looks better than.
It's like I woke up. Barbie. No, I just can't. Cold sweat. I just broke out in a cold sweat.
Yeah.
But
I've seen Walmart's putting it out already on the shelves. Are you getting the Steelbook?
No, I don't think so. But knowing me, I probably end up doing it.
In a moment of weakness, you might click order.
In a moment of weakness, I might do it, especially if there's nothing else. Pet Sematary obviously miscounted and didn't have any other 9 lives left.
Caveman and his jokes.
Rich, love your X-Men shirt, by the way.
Oh, thank you.
Nice. Y'all, have done your good deed for the day. You saved me from wasting 2 hours of my life I'd never get back. Consider this a PSA. the more you know. Exactly. And
And
knowing
that's
is
why
half
we're
the battle.
here.
That's why we do this.
We do it for you.
Yeah. And Corey agrees. Del, what was the score of Beetlejuice? Can't think anything lower than a 5, right? David Duchovny was great in California. Again, that was a TV series, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
that was the second hit.
But I agree with that. Yeah, that is a good one. Yeah, I totally agree with that. But just I can't even say I really liked him in X-Files, but he would just became like a staple.
Well, slow your roll. Slow your roll, David. You don't mean that, right?
I can't say, like I said, I can't say I liked him. He just became like a fixture. It was just like, it was him and it was Gillian Anderson. I didn't really care for either actor at the time. I liked the show. I followed the show. But I don't know. It just.
Wow. I'm going to have to leave the show, guys.
All right. We're going to say goodbye to Rich. So. Rich's Beetlejuice is 2.5 stars. That is a 5.
Yeah, I'm sorry, guys. I'm not a Tim Burton fan, and I'm
sorry,
not
all
Batman.
They're not. Some of them are just balls.
I'm sorry. I don't like this Batman. I can't name one film of Tim Burton's I've liked. I really can't.
So those are the pictures I grabbed from this. I'm just going to leave those there.
Hey.
Speaking of which, my buddy John, neither David nor Jillian are they're not good actors. No, I agree. I hate Tim Burton too, but Rich, Beetlejuice is a fucking classic. Okay.
All films subjective.
All movies. Where's my banner?
Where is it when I need it?
There we go. All films are subjective. But yeah, my bro John, and yeah, we got Spirits coming up Friday. We're gonna do, because it's Friday the 13th. We're gonna do a special one-off show where we're gonna talk about urban legends on Friday. So that's gonna be a lot of fun.
And guys,
so we're gonna.
If you haven't checked out their show, do it, because it's funny, it's scary, and these two guys have great chemistry, and it's definitely worth checking out on Friday nights. And if you have plans Friday night, check out the replay. And go to their TikTok page. Oh man, they got some cool shit on their TikTok.
Thanks. Yeah, I really like what we're doing on TikTok. It's a lot of fun. I'm putting all my history videos on there and trailers for the episodes and things like that. Any evidence that we catch during the show, we're putting on TikTok, and we put that on our YouTube page as well. It's at Spirits with Spirits if you guys are interested. But yeah, we do live show every Friday, and then we're also on Scare Network TV, which is ready to go live on their new format, and that's going to be gangbusters. It's going to be awesome.
Well, some of the freaky shit. Now, tell me if I'm wrong. Last week when I tuned in, they said my name before I logged in.
Yep.
What the fuck?
I don't know, but it seems that like 75% of the time you're in the chat, it calls you out.
Yeah. See, that's scary shit to me. It freaks me out.
That's funny. I was calling out my wife last week.
It was?
she was not happy.
Was it yours or his?
My wife.
No.
No, it was mine that was doing it.
And she didn't throw it out the door?
No, well, because it's only showing him, it only plays in my headset.
Oh,
she can't hear it. So, but I was answering, and so my wife knew it was talking about her. And then she's like,
that's crazy.
But yeah, because it's like as soon as my wife walked in the room, my Ovilus goes, "Who is she?" And I went, that's my wife. And it goes living room. And I said, yeah, she's in the living room. Leave her alone. Don't bother my wife. And then John goes, don't do that. She'll kill us both. And then, later on, she comes up to me. She goes, what ghost is in my house? Because the dog's acting weird.
Oh, damn.
And I said, it's a Chihuahua. It's supposed to act weird.
But anyway, guys, go check out the show. It's fucking fantastic. And hit all the socials too, man, because they got good stuff.
It's fun. Thanks, bro. Appreciate that. K-Man's gonna be on KB's show Friday night. Oh, awesome. Nice. I like KB. We're gonna try to get him on a high five.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. David and John won't be able to make Friday night because Miss K-Man is on KB's channel. Yes. But that's okay if you guys check the replay. I'd be fine with that. Now I think Caveman goes early though, so maybe you'll be able to come in at the tail end of the show. But we'll see. Yeah, like seconds before you came on was when it said Rich.
Wow. See,
and I think both of ours said Rich. I think mine said Rich maybe 5 minutes earlier, and then John said it, and then you came on the chat.
Yeah, see, that shit's scary.
Facts.
And John is fucking awesome too. He joined us a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah.
Oh, I dig him.
Yeah, John's cool, man. I've known him since he was like 3 foot tall. So, and he was still taller than me.
So you were 2 foot tall.
Yeah, I was 2 foot tall. I'm still 2 foot tall. But no, man. Yeah, I've been friends. We've been friends since he was 12. So
awesome.
We've known each other for a really long time, and it's really awesome to do a show with him.
Yeah, and you could tell you guys are genuine friends. That's what I like. It doesn't seem forced. It doesn't. It's natural. It's natural for the supernatural show.
Yeah. John says you're a nice guy.
I try to be.
Except off camera. He is such an asshole to me off camera. Man. He's like, you sure you're gonna wear that shirt? And I'm like, bro.
No, I have never said that. I have never said that.
Family, bro. Yeah. No. And Rich, we consider you family.
Well,
so it's just the chemistry that you and I have had just from the start has been amazing. And we've talked about this. We haven't known each other except online.
Yeah.
But it was almost like instantly we felt like we've known each other for 20 years.
Yeah.
So I think doing this show with you is badass. It's awesome. Speaking of awesome, let's go to our awesome scores.
Enough jerking each other off. Let's get back to our score.
Let's stop funneling each other and get right to the scores. Make sure I got all 5 of them. Yes, good. Okay, so our final scores for Pet Sematary. IMDb gives it a 4.7. Rotten Tomatoes critics score 20%. Audience score 62%. Rich, you gave it a 53. I gave it a 57. Our Faces for Radio score is 55, and it takes our number 5 spot.
Now, number 4 movie. I am gonna go. This is just my guess. I'm gonna go Exorcist Believer.
Yeah. Exorcist Believer in the theaters right now is our number 4 movie this week. And yes, you're exactly right. And this is one of those, where we're I almost watched it today. Now I'm glad I didn't.
wait, no. I think
that was
the
Pet Sematary. I think he's talking about Pet Sematary.
Oh, okay. Fuck Pet Sematary. Don't watch that shit.
Yeah. But if you're talking about Exorcist Believer, this movie is bombing. Yeah, it is totally tanking in the box office. And I saw this one before Sawx, even though Sawx came out first, because you messaged me from the theater when we were on the show last Friday, and you were like, it's empty in this theater. There's nobody here. So I was like, oh shit, I may not get the chance to watch Exorcist. It's probably going to drop off the theater in a couple weeks. So I went and watched this first, and then I watched Sawx.
My daughter said that, I think it was Sunday night showing. I think it was a Sunday. She had one all day for both shows. One did no shows for the afternoon show, and then one for the evening. Oh, that's a good one, K-Man.
I can't even read it. I'm just it's like the balls hang low song you made me sing. So Pet Sematary is so boring that just reviewing it drove you guys to fondle each other. Yes. And that was definitely more entertaining. Saw The Exorcist Believer over the weekend. Didn't hate it. Thought it was okay. Okay. Hold that thought, Del. I'm going to get back with you on that. I was really surprised by that. I haven't seen Believer yet. Okay, Corey. I'm not going to spoil anything for you. Del says my theater was pretty empty too, but it was a weekday at 4:00. A lot of people are disappointed with this movie. Yes.
Okay.
It is.
This shouldn't have been called The Exorcist. This could have been any possession movie, and I think it would have been a good movie if it didn't have The Exorcist attached to it. This could have been name it any possession movie. 2 girls and a demon. It could have been called that.
Yeah, kind of like 3 Men and a Baby. Make it a sequel to that.
Yeah.
2 girls and a demon.
Yeah, 2 girls in a cup, 2 girls and a demon.
2 girls and a demon.
This did not need to be called The Exorcist, in my opinion.
Hard to The Exorcist had a better opening than The Affordables.
Did it really?
Yeah, it did. It had a better opening than the Expend-Affordables. Okay, so I'm gonna go. I know by your score, Rich, and what you and I talked about, I know you didn't care for this. I mean, not as an Exorcist movie,
right?
And really, it was. John said Sean Austin literally said the same thing, Rich. About what?
I don't know who Sean Austin is.
Like from Sean Austin is a friend of ours who is a psychic medium and a demonologist.
Oh.
And he goes on Paranormal Investigations. We interviewed him on Spiritual Spirits. Awesome show. And he kind of helped us. He was instrumental in us getting connected to Scare Network TV.
Oh, okay. So, I thought he was talking about The Hobbit.
No, Rich hit the nail on the head. Remove Exorcist from the title, cut the OG cast members, and people wouldn't hate him. I absolutely agree with that, Del. See, see, here's the thing. What they did was they took a basic possession film, because this is a basic possession movie. They took a basic possession movie. They stamped The Exorcist on it, threw Ellen Burstyn in here from the original movie, and then everybody expected way too much from it. It's like, dude, if this has the extra, and I think, I walked out of that theater going, why didn't they take the risks that they did with the first movie? If they were going to make this a sequel, if they were going to do that with this movie, if they were going to call it The Exorcist, they need to take the risks that they did with the first movie. Maybe not to the extent, but there were some things like in the church with the girl. They could have done something different there and made it.
I thought they were going to do something there, but they didn't do anything.
No, it was just her screaming walking down the hall.
Yeah.
And that's in the trailer, you guys. So we're not spoiling anything. That's in the trailer. And even the trailer was creepier because they made her sound like a demon voice.
Yeah. Because I only watched one trailer for this. Because David, I've only seen The Exorcist maybe a couple times. The original, because that movie terrifies me.
They shouldn't have called it an Exorcist movie. I agree.
And this was not scary at all. This movie should have made me piss in my pants.
Yes, because it has the name on it.
Yes. There was
So, you know,
no creepiness. There was the only creepiness I'm gonna say. I don't think this is a spoiler. Is when what happens to the girls at the beginning. That's really the only creepiness that I got from this movie.
Sorry, I had to step away when David said what David said about the greatest David from the X-Files. He's testing our friendship today too.
Right? Fighting Evan.
I am the greatest David. Evan. Just kidding. No, David Duchovny is not a good actor, neither is Gillian Anderson. They're TV actors. I like the show. I just think that any two other people could have done it. Well, two other people could have done it that would have been just as good, if not better. I don't think that they actually set that series apart from everything else. But that's just my hot take. I think they thought the choice they gave all the adults was risky enough, but it wasn't. No, wasn't.
Mm-mm.
I won't watch it, but all I'll say is what I've heard from
yeah, I don't know what he's saying there.
Relic Avengers.
Religion Avengers.
Religion Avengers. That's what I'm thinking that is. I'm doing a rewatch of the first one this month. It's been years. Oh,
see,
man.
Evan, that movie terrifies me. I can't.
Yeah, I couldn't even get him to watch it when we did our favorite horror movies. He was like,
I won't watch it.
I'm just going to go by what I watched before because I'm not watching it again.
Mm-hmm.
I just recently got that 4K Steelbook for that. And
how's it look in 4K?
I haven't seen it yet. I've been watching too many of these goddamn movies to where
right.
I haven't had time to watch anything really good. But I mean, that being said, once I realized what this was at its face, which was not really an Exorcist movie, it was a possession movie with Exorcist Easter eggs in it.
Yeah. This was better than Pray for the Devil.
It was better than Pray for the Devil. But yeah, you know, my wife liked Pope's Exorcist better than this.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Because Russell Crowe was funny. He was making jokes in the movie.
Yeah.
So
I think the standout star in this was the dad. I really dug the dad in this.
Yeah. Leslie Odom Jr., the person that played the father.
Yeah.
I did like him in this movie. He was, you know, one of the few that I actually recognized besides the ones that were from the original movie.
Yeah. No. Do you think David Gordon Green, how people think he fucked up the last two Halloween movies, now he's fucked this up? Do you think he's done?
Oh, he was involved with this too?
Yeah, he's the one that did this. Yeah.
Oh, man. Scares me. Just watch Haunting on Hill House on Netflix.
That's good.
That was good. The other one too, The Haunting of Bly Manor, that was good. And
the House of Usher drops soon too, I think, from the same guy.
Yeah. Those are really good. I like them. It's crazy that the original special effects are still better than this one, right?
Yeah.
I still think that movie is not dated as far as its special effects and what they did and the scariness of it. I know some people are like, oh, kids that, some of my kids' age or maybe younger, they're like, oh, I just watched The Exorcist and it was boring and I didn't like it. And I'm like, okay, that's fine. All films are subjective, but it was announced that has been dropped from directing the sequels.
I haven't seen it. Where did you see that? Like on Variety? I only take it from major trades, like Variety, Deadline, or Hollywood Reporter. But because I scoured those today and I didn't see that. But I kind of hope he is. I hope they get somebody in there if it gets a second one because of this one flopping. That'll give the kind of
let's
love
take a look at the numbers on it.
It deserves, because this is a beloved franchise. Yeah, this movie didn't scare me at all. I was bored at some time during this film.
Yeah, I mean,
we can't go into spoilers because there's things I want to talk about.
Yeah, I don't want to go into spoilers for it. Now, it had a budget of $30 million.
That's relatively low.
And it's made $50.5 million.
So it's kind of close to doubling it,
So
but he
it's
really needs a
kind of
triple.
close to making enough money, but yeah. Um,
I don't know.
I don't know. It did not work for me as an Exorcist movie. And once I realized that, which
Mhm.
was like the first probably 10, 15 minutes of the movie, I was like, okay, this is not playing out, you know, like The Exorcist.
I really
They're
liked
doing
that first 20-minute opening.
I liked the whole thing where they were in Haiti and doing all
Yeah.
that. And um I thought that was cool. But I knew exactly how that was going to progress.
Hmm.
So
There was no surprises at all.
there were no surprises in this movie.
Mhm.
I liked the priest and what happened to him.
Yeah. Yeah.
That was probably my favorite part,
Hmm.
but that took a really long time to get there.
Yeah.
And I do think it was slow, especially in the beginning. Once that first thing when they were in Haiti, once that ended and they were doing then it was a lot of character development, and it was really slow. But once I took the whole Exorcist thing out, because Ellen Burstyn's hardly in the movie, really.
What was the point? She had served
There
no
was really
purpose.
no point to have her except to put the original name on it.
Yeah.
Um, and
Okay.
you get a cameo
Yeah.
from the
But you had to
original.
know that was coming
Yeah, again, no surprises.
because that person's name shows up later,
Yeah.
halfway
But
through the
I
movie.
gotta tell you, there's only one reason why this is rated R. This is barely rated R.
Yeah. What was the? Is it? No, I can't say what. What was it?
Well, I mean, I can say, but I don't know if I want to spoil it because it has to do with the ending of the movie.
I guess I won't.
So,
It doesn't stand out to me.
okay. So let me no. So I'm going to throw out a couple things
Okay.
that make a movie rated R, and then you'll take one of those, and you'll realize at the end of the movie that that's what happens.
Okay.
So of course, if you have more than one F bomb in the movie,
Right.
right, and of course if there's nudity, any more than a peekaboo or a tasteful side boob, it makes it rated R.
We all love side boob. Trust me.
We all love tasteful side boob.
Oh, we love
If
boobies.
you kill a child,
Yeah.
and there's one other thing, and I can't remember it off the top of my head, but there are certain criteria where it just automatically gets an R rating no matter what. And I
Okay.
think that was the reason why it got R.
Yeah. We see demon
Um,
boobies, guys. I'm spoiling it for you.
Demon boobies. There's demon side boob in here.
Hmm.
So I think if
Yeah.
it wasn't for this one thing, it was going to be
Yeah, you're
PG-13.
absolutely right. You were 100% right. Now, there's an actress in here that every time I see her in something, she's fantastic. And she was good in this too. She is the nurse. No, she was a nurse, right? Yeah. Lives next door to that family. I dig that lady, man. Every time I see her,
I liked her in this movie.
she's always good in whatever she does.
You want the historian to cite his sources? How dare you? saw saw on a Twitter, can't remember which one, looking it up now. Okay. Showed my daughter the original a few weeks back. She didn't care for it much, but she's so much horror that either steals from it, is inspired by it, or parodies it. The power has been diminished, right?
Mhm.
You gotta be able to grasp that original thing
Yeah.
before you watch all that other crap. Huck's in the house.
What's up,
What's up,
Huck? How you
Huck?
doing, my friend?
My daughter has yet to show any interest in horror. My
Even my
daughter
kids
just
don't
turned
either.
28 today, and she is absolutely not interested in horror.
Yeah.
So
None of my girls
I
are.
no, my daughter is 21, so yours has time. Yeah. Demon side boob is richest porn.
Maybe I'll start putting that as my tag.
Hashtag demon side boob. I can't wait to see this. I can wait to see this movie. No rush. No, I agree. This is something that you
It'll
can wait for it to
probably
come
be
out
on
on streaming.
streaming within a
I,
month.
I would say, yeah, I would say November, December at the latest. It'll probably come out on physical. Um, and yeah, this is not worth rushing to the theater for. I'd like to see it make its money, but um, As it happens, though, like I said, once I took the Exorcist name out of it, I enjoyed the movie for what it was. It's creepy. It's not scary at all. It has a good creep factor. It has a couple of jump scares, some false jumps, but there's a couple of good things in it. But it's pretty slow moving. It doesn't really get to where it needs to go until like later in the movie. And there's some editing problems. I found some edits that were weird. Particularly with the chairs that they used in the end.
Yeah.
I don't know if you noticed, but the chairs kept changing.
Yeah.
And that was weird. That bugged me. But I don't know. I don't know what the deal was, but there were things that I did like.
See, look at that. That looks terrible compared to the originals.
Yeah.
Nothing about that screams scary. They look like they belong on Star Trek. Is it Worf? Or that's what they remind me of.
So they're Klingons.
Yeah, Klingons. That's what
they remind you of Klingons. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I thought this was a little creepy, but it was all, I don't know. Ellen Burstyn didn't really make it. Oh my God, that was hilarious. Demon side boob. All right. Yeah. So let's go to our highlights on this. Like I said, I like this, but I didn't love it. It was definitely a disappointment because it needed to go full on.
Yeah.
And be like fully rated R. Go that extra mile like they did in the original movie. If you're going to make it a sequel, make it go that far.
Mm-hmm.
If you're not going to do it, if you're timid, if you're trying to be a snowflake about it, then make it PG-13 and don't call it Exorcist.
Yeah. I've seen a couple places people said this was the W word, but I don't remember seeing things jumping out at me about in this movie.
The W word. Oh, whoa. Okay. I know which W you're thinking of. Okay.
I nothing glared at me.
No, nothing really jumped out and bit me there either. I don't think so. But let's go to our highlights. So your biggest highlight is the music. You gave the music an 8, and then you gave 7s to the acting, ending, story, and script. And then I did 8s for the cast, because there's a lot of people from the original movie, and there were other people that I recognized from TV and stuff as well. So 8 for the cast, 8 for the plot, because I was totally in for the trailer because I wanted The Exorcist.
Yeah.
And then I gave an 8 to the ending because I liked how it ended. But then 7s for cinematography, direction, and music, and then 6s for story and script. So, but I went 8 for the wild card because I think as a paranormal horror, it was good.
Yeah.
But not a straight scary horror movie. So you actually gave it a 5.
Yeah. No, I'm gonna say something, and guys, if you haven't, I don't want to consider this a spoiler. What's up, Tiana?
Hi, Tiana.
So I'm gonna count to 3, and I want you to pause whatever you're listening on, because I'm gonna ask Dave a question. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Pause your shit. Okay, so how did that demon? I don't know if I missed it. How did that demon know who that lady was? How did she know that the demon knew who she was? I don't remember. I don't know how I missed it.
Well, you didn't really miss anything.
Because she says online, she goes, "Oh, it knows who I am." But how did she know that?
Yeah. And Nate kind of put it right,
Yeah.
So,
but I thought there should have been a little bit more explanation there.
Yeah, but I mean, you're just okay. You're believing that it's paranormal, so demons talk to each other,
Yeah.
um, and things like that. So it's supposed to be creepy, like how the possessed girls knew details about the neighbor, the nurse,
Yeah, that's
and
true.
stuff when there shouldn't have been, things like that. So it's like it's supposed to be paranormal, like,
Okay.
um,
'Cause that just bugged me. Once that she said that, it bugged
mhm,
me.
yeah. Gotta watch my 31 days of horror movie, but I will
But
catch
thanks
the
for being
replay
here,
to see
Nate.
what you're saying about these movies. Thanks, Nate. We love you, brother. Um,
What's up,
Holland's
Holland?
following Tiana, stalker. Um, Tiana and Holland, now you're following me. See? Okay. Yeah. So me and Dave talked about this on our show. Demons put it out on the line. We were joking about that. They have their own network where they
Yeah.
where they talk to each other. Um, haven't seen it. Was it not the same demon? That is a very interesting question.
Yeah.
And they never say that. They never say that it's the same demon. And I will say that there are hints to that in the trailer that are not in the movie. So
But there's also a scene in the hospital where a name is carved.
yes,
Yeah. So that kind of does, because I forgot about that when I asked that question earlier.
yeah.
Um,
So, but and you saw that before Ellen Burstyn
yeah,
walks in.
but she
Yeah,
doesn't see it.
but but Ellen Burstyn, she's got her own connection to that demon.
Yeah.
So it's almost like, they say that if you have a near-death experience, that you're actually, when you step over to the other side, even if it's briefly, when you come back being able to sense that other side. So something like that, when you're in an experience with a demon,
Yeah.
attached to linked to a possession, like things are happening, then you tend to be sensitive to that.
Yeah. That makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah. But no, they never actually say it's the same demon. They actually never say the demon's name.
Uh-uh.
So, um, not that I'm spoiling anything, you guys, just
That's not.
take that with a grain of salt. But yeah, I'll leave this up to you if you guys want to watch it. What's up, Jeff? Thank you so much for joining us, brother. But yeah, let's go to our final scores on Exorcist Believer. This is coming in 4th place this week.
We were hoping
And
higher.
I was hoping higher too, but it is what it is. I think they were trying too hard to please everybody, and they needed to please the fans of The Exorcist. They needed to come hard
Mm-hmm.
and take
That's what she
risks.
said.
Yes, exactly. You need to come hard if you want to make people happy. All right. Final score on The Exorcist Believer. IMDb is giving this a 5.1. Rotten Tomatoes critics score 23%. Audience score 58%. Rich, you gave it a 59. I gave it a 72. Faces for Radio score 65.5, and that's 4th place.
Yeah.
All right, let's jump in to number 3.
Ooh. I am going to go with Totally Killer.
That's very interesting.
Let's go with my scores.
And it's interesting because we have a tie between Totally Killer and this movie, but because this movie got our scores are more spread apart. This one takes 3rd place, and it's Sawx.
Oh, now this was my surprise. I dug this movie. I did not have no high hopes for this at all. I didn't want to see it, but I took it for the team, and I ended up liking it. a lot.
Dude, I like this too. My wife really took one for the team. She did not like this movie.
Tell her thank you. We appreciate her.
Can't wait for the top 3 because the bottom 2 got you both aroused, right? So yeah, so Sawx comes in at number 3, and it is also in the theaters right now, you guys. And Jigsaw is back. No surprise.
Yeah. This didn't feel like a horror movie at all.
Okay.
This was, I got like, I won't say mystery, but
Well, see, that's what the original Saw movie was. It was more of a thriller
there you go.
than it was a horror movie.
I love that
Because,
first Saw movie.
you know, there's a little mystery, there's a little whodunit. You don't know. I mean, you kind of know who the bad guy is because it's Jigsaw, but there's always a twist, and the twist is usually a good surprise. I did kind of see this one, but I still really enjoyed this.
Yeah, I did too.
Okay, so I got disappointed with the series until Spiral came out, but might have to see it.
See it. I think Saw
Yeah.
X is worth the watch.
Now this was good. I
Yeah.
enjoyed this. You know, for those of you that like gore, this has good gore.
Yeah, it does. I had to turn away.
Yeah, so did my wife. I think she bit me. I think my wife bit me on the shoulder.
That's supposed to happen at home, Dave. Not.
I know, but no, not in a good way. You know, but it was, you know, I look over and she's like,
Yeah.
So yeah, it was enjoyable for me because I'm a sick bastard. So I like
the biting or the
gore.
movie.
The practical effects in here were really good.
Yeah,
really good. I mean, body
what
parts.
they did with the practical effects in this movie,
Yeah.
The Exorcist should have been able to do.
Yeah. And this movie had a lower budget. The budget on this was only 13 million.
Oh, you're kidding. With all that?
No. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
So $13 million budget, and it has made $57.7 million in the box office.
Good.
It's made its money. They're gonna do another one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I enjoyed
it. Biting is only for demon side boob. Correct.
Buddy, today's the day, the night of the boob.
I really enjoyed Totally Killer. Yeah, we're gonna talk about that one in a second. But yeah, I liked it. You get characters from some of the other movies.
Mm-hmm.
That are kind of involved, and if you know the trailer, basically he's been this happens following in the timeline between the first and second movie.
But do you blame him? Really? I don't blame him.
Heck no, I was cheering for him. Kill those bastards. I was like, I'd have done it. If they would have been, they would have done that to me. I was like, they absolutely deserve, they got what's coming to them. I haven't seen the last several in the Saw series, but I always appreciated the creativity. All the many ways they came up with to kill people. Yeah, and that was basically their recipe for a Saw movie was intricate traps, lots of gore, and then a twist at the end.
Yeah.
So after 2, the rest of the movies just kind of were the same, basically. Until Spiral. Spiral kind of went back to a more detective-like story.
And I like Spiral.
And I liked Spiral. But they strayed away from the gore a little bit more than I wanted. I wanted them to do kind of mix the two, but they didn't quite go as far as I wanted them to. Anyway, when they come back to this one, though, you get that gore back, you get that mystery back. Mm-hmm. I think they did pretty well with the story.
And I liked the mystery. Yeah. I really did. No, I have
But
a
yeah,
question.
yeah,
Okay, I just recently, it's been a long time since I've seen the first Saw, and I hadn't seen the second Saw yet. I've only seen Saw 1 and then Spiral, and then now this one.
yeah,
Um, okay, now in the first one, you see the guy that chops off his foot. He gets out the door, and then the other dude gets slammed in the door, slammed in the wherever they're at. No,
yeah.
is the guy that gets away, the doctor, ever mentioned again?
Oh yeah,
Oh, he is?
oh yeah.
Which movie?
Um, like 7, I think.
Oh, and
Like
7?
6 or 7. Yeah,
That long for him? Is he in it or is he
yeah. No, he's a big part of it.
really? No,
Yeah.
isn't he the guy from Princess Bride?
Yes.
That's what I thought. 3?
Oh, he was he in 3? I think he was. Yeah, I think he was in 3, but he didn't have much of a role in 3, right?
I don't really want to put myself through all those movies until I get to my S's.
Yeah, he was in 3. But then yeah, but Carrie Ells, who was the yeah, he gets brought up in 3, but he is in 7. He's like a big part of 7.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So, and that's one of the things I liked, was that they're bringing these characters back. Shawnee Smith, who is in this movie, you saw her in the trailer.
Mm-hmm.
She is from the first 2 movies, and I really love the story of the second one. I think that was a lot of fun. But yeah, I just think they went cookie cutter after that. I'm still a fan of the franchise. I watched all of them. I have all of them.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Me too.
and I watched, after I watched this one, I want to go back and watch the rest of them and kind of just follow the rest of that timeline. But I'm not going to say that this erases the timeline, but it picks up after 1 and before 2, and kind of tells what happens when he's diagnosed with cancer and how he goes through it. So that was really cool. And don't forget, Saw 11 will feature returning members who had to saw their leg and feet during trapped in chairlifts. Yes. So as they're going up the stairs in their chairlift, they have to get their legs sawed off and stuff.
No, but
But
overall, man, I enjoyed this movie. I think this is definitely worth seeing.
yeah, I think so too. I'm not saying, I don't know if this is a rush to see it in the theater, but it was fun to see it in the theater.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
Jeff enjoyed Sawx. Good. I'm glad you did, bro.
This would have been a good movie without the Saw brand on it too, I think.
Yeah. No, it would have been really funny if there'd have been I need to do a Saw marathon and then watch 10.
Yeah.
That'd be fun. I mean, really all you need to do is watch 1 and watch 10.
Yeah.
If you're gonna go timeline, you go 1, 10, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I would like to be a walk-on cast member on Saw, even if it's only for 10 seconds. Okay, but no tasteful side boob for you, sir.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, this was good. I liked it. It was intense. It, like I said, good gore, great practical effects, good story.
Yeah.
I think this was good across the board, better than Exorcist Believer.
Oh yeah, hands down. I was going into this week's films. I thought this was going to be flipped around. I thought The Exorcist was going to be the better film, even
Me
though I
too.
wasn't looking forward to watching it. Just because I'm not a fan of the Saw franchise.
Yeah.
Oh, but I'm glad I was surprised. Oh, that was all fucked up.
That was totally messed up.
Uh,
But yeah. So let's go to our highlights for Sawx coming in the third place. We both gave the wild card a 10 for a horror movie with gore. This was top notch. Really good stuff. Now you gave 8s to the acting, ending, story, and direction. I gave a 9 to the ending, and then I gave 8s to the cast, acting, story, and I think that's it. Yeah, that's it. And then 7s to everything else. But I think, yeah, this is definitely worth a watch, you guys. But let's go to our final scores on Sawx coming in third place this week. IMDb is giving this a 7.1. Rotten Tomatoes critic score 80%. Audience score 90%. Rich, you gave it a 72, and I gave it a 77. Total Faces for Radio score 74.5. But yeah.
Yeah. This is a great movie.
One is my favorite, but I think the simplicity of the movie is why. Yes.
I just rewatched one.
It could be a body double only showing his side boob. Solid score for Sawx. Yes. I think it was a good score. We both liked it. We both saw some good in it. So yeah, I think it's totally
Thank you.
It's definitely worth a watch. All right. So coming in at number 2 with the same score, but our scores were closer together, is Totally Killer.
This was a lot.
Now, Totally Killer is on Prime right now, you guys. It just premiered on October 6th. And dude, this was fun.
It was.
This was fun. So if you take Back to the Future and make it a slasher movie, that's what Totally Killer is.
And she says that. I mean,
it's totally in the movie. So spoiler alert, she references Back to the Future in the movie a lot.
Yeah. This was fun. Great cast.
I'd show side boob to be in Solid. I love it.
Oh, Jay, you're awesome.
I love it. I really enjoyed this movie.
Yeah.
Yep. I want to see this
Definitely
one.
check it out.
I haven't heard of Totally Killer.
It's a Blumhouse film.
Yeah. And they've been kind of hit or miss
lately.
But this is definitely a hit. This was enjoyable. So I'm gonna read the synopsis on this one. It says, when the infamous Sweet 16 killer returns 35 years later after his first murder spree to claim another victim, 17-year-old Jamie accidentally travels back in time to 1987, determined to stop the killer before he can start.
Yeah. The lead in here, she was great.
Yeah.
The mom, Doug, the mom, she's a well-known actress.
Yeah. And the dad's well-known too.
Yeah.
I've seen them both in a lot of things. I know the dad was in a lot of the scary movie ones, the spoofs on Scream and all that. He was in those.
She was in Modern Family.
He was in Modern Family.
Yeah.
And then there's what is his name? He's the cop in this. Randall Park.
Oh, yeah, he's in Marvel movies.
Yeah, he's in MCU as the FBI agent and Ant-Man and stuff. Yeah. So I was gonna say Hot Tub Time Machine. Main character from Sabrina. Yeah.
I did watch that.
But yeah, dude, this was fun. I really enjoyed this.
Me too. I really did. I did not expect it to be this enjoyable.
Yeah. This didn't deserve to be that fun to watch.
Yeah.
But I like this. This was I thought it was going to be more like Happy Death Day.
Yeah, I thought that. I mean, now you say, I see why you thought that. I can see that.
Yeah. But Happy Death Day was more like Groundhog Day.
Mm-hmm.
And then this one was like she goes back in time.
Mm-hmm.
And I love the references to how security was at the school back then.
Yeah.
And she's like, I'm an exchange student from Canada. And she goes, okay, here's your schedule. And she didn't even, you're like, you don't want to check
things that I didn't. Okay, because if you know me, okay,
yeah,
there's things in this movie that were just too. There's that W word again.
yeah.
It bothered me a little bit. It was like hammered in, and then that's the only nitpick I have about this movie.
Yeah, I think they overdid it with that.
Yeah,
because it was every time they turned around, she's like, "Oh my god, I can't believe you guys are like this."
Yeah.
And it was, oh, you're not supposed to talk that way to students, or oh, you guys, you guys aren't supposed to have that on your shirt. It's not.
Yeah.
Because the guy had like female booby inspector or something on his
body
shirt.
inspector or something like that.
Yeah, something like that. I thought it said booby or booty or something. But she's like, oh, that's totally inappropriate and stuff like that. And you're just like, whatever. But
yeah, it got annoying really quick for me. But that's just who I am.
Yeah, no, that I could see that. I could see that being annoying, and it did go too far. I think they made their point. They could have just
let it
kind of, she should have just went, okay, I understand that everything's different in 1987, so I'm just going to continue on with what I'm supposed to be doing.
Yeah.
But yeah, every time she turned around, she was trying to wake them up. And
I like that.
But so they took they took this movie and then they threw it into the 80s and they made it a campy slasher flick, and
it was awesome.
I loved that.
Yeah.
I thought that was really cool. It was a lot of fun. So much boob talk. I need to change the name from Faces for Radio to Faces and Boobs. Oh wait, that's not a problem.
Trust me, I like boobies.
That's a bad joke. Sorry. No, but yeah, I think, and okay, the mask on the dude.
Yeah.
Is that like Max Headroom?
That's what I thought it was. This reminded me very much of Max
Headroom. It was.
Mm-hmm.
But
because that's mid-80s.
Just like mid-80s. Yeah. There's some really cool stuff in here for it to be kind of a campy slasher flick. There was some really cool stuff. There was some hokey CGI.
Yeah.
But I overlooked that. I overlooked that. I was like, okay, I don't mind that. I get it, what they're trying to do with that. So that was fine. But I just, I liked it. I liked it, and the killer, and I liked when everything
and her
revealed.
friend and her mom. I dug those. And her mom as a teenager.
Yeah,
that was a good choice.
Yeah, I think that was one thing that I really noticed. They did the casting for the teenage version of those adults. I think they did that really well.
Yeah, I agree.
I really saw that from the girl that was the inventor to the mom and dad and how they were. I thought that worked. Yeah. I thought that was that they did a really good job with the casting here. And I like the end.
Yeah, I like how. Yeah, we can't spoil that. Never mind.
We can't spoil it. But yeah, this you guys totally worth seeing. Yeah. It's on Prime right now. If there was ever a physical release of this, I would get it.
Yeah.
I'd watch this again. This was fun. I would put this right. I would put this right with Happy Death Day and Freaky with Vince Vaughn. I really like that. I would put this right alongside those. Really good slasher comedy with kind of a, they took like some stuff from other movies and threw it into the story, but it worked.
Yeah.
I dug it.
Yeah. Me too.
Let's go to our highlights for Totally Killer. No theatrical thing. I couldn't find a budget on it, but
Yeah.
I don't care. It's a lot of fun. So let's see. You threw 9s at the story and the music. I threw 9s at the ending and the music. And then let's see. You have 8s to plot, ending, cinematography, and wild card. And then I have 8s to story and wild card, and then a lot of 7s and 6s. But yeah,
This is fun.
this was fun. I enjoyed this a lot. Let's go to our final scores on Totally Killer. Coming in at number 2,
Ooh, 1 point
IMDb is
away.
giving this 6.7. Rotten Tomatoes critics score 87%. Audience score 81, and that's because of the W, I think.
Yeah.
Rich, you gave this a 75. I gave it a 74. And so it ties with Sawx with a 74.5. But because our scores are closer together, that's why this takes second place.
Definitely see this one.
Yeah. All right, let's get to our number 1 movie this week. And this was a surprise for me.
I was worried about this movie for some reason when you watched it. I was like, I don't know.
Yeah. So coming in at number 1 is Reptile. This movie premiered a couple weeks ago on Netflix. It's the number 4 movie on Netflix right now, which is saying something because it's been out for a couple weeks. So it's still pretty popular. Name change, 2 guys, 1 boob. So it was like a rated R Disney movie without being a Disney movie.
Yeah.
Yeah. So John loved this movie.
This movie was fantastic.
This was good. This was really good. So
it had no business being this good for a Netflix movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, pull up my scores. Hold on.
Because I was like, oh, Justin Timberlake's in it, but he wasn't bad.
No, he's not that bad of an actor.
Pretty decent. He's a pretty good actor. All right, so let's read the synopsis on this. It says Tom Nichols is a hardened New England detective, unflinching in his pursuit of a case where nothing is as it seems, and it begins to dismantle the illusions in his own life. That's deep. But this movie is deep.
It really is. You think it's one thing, and then it goes over here. And then back to this. And then
it just goes deeper and deeper to where you're like, wow. I mean, it starts with a murder and then just kind of unravels from there. And it's a really, really good thriller. It's
great
methodical.
Cast.
It's a great cast, a fantastic cast.
I'm going to tell you something. Alicia Silverstone, I haven't seen her be this good.
I haven't seen her
maybe
this good.
Crush.
Yeah, I haven't seen her this good in a long time.
Yeah,
she was really good in this. My wife didn't even realize it was her.
Oh, really?
Yeah, she was like, "Oh my God, that's Silverstone," and I go, "Yeah." She's like, "Man, I didn't even realize that was her." She was really good. I liked her as Benicio del Toro's wife.
Yeah, and he was great.
And he's good. He's an amazing actor.
Yeah.
I think he was like, she was helping him.
Yeah.
In the movie. And I thought that was really cool.
It's a great dynamic.
Yeah. So John says cast was awesome. Storyline was awesome. Ending was awesome. Plot was awesome. He knows how we score these things. JT did great in the last movie he was in, Palmer. I generally like Justin Timberlake.
Yeah.
In movies.
Moneyball.
I really liked him in Alpha Dog. I thought that was
fantastic.
fantastic. He was so good in Alpha Dog. I even liked him in Black Snake Moan.
I forgot he was in that.
That was weird. It was weird, but I liked him. Speaking of side boob, I am torn on Reptile. I think it falls flat at the end. I do want to talk about that. Wanted more of the R reveal, but it speeds through it. Okay. Yeah, I really think that
the killer.
He was great in Trouble with the Curve.
Yes, Trouble with the Curve. That's the one I was thinking, not Moneyball.
Yeah,
Trouble with
baseball movie. Yeah, Trouble with Curve. Okay. Okay, we're talking about Timberlake. Breakthrough. In Time was good. I enjoyed that. That was a
what do you
neat
think of the cinematography in this?
I dug it. There were some really cool shots in here.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just gonna say with some blood splatter that I was like, something really kind of caught my eye at the end.
Oh, in the house?
The end of the movie. Yeah.
That was cool.
That was really cool.
That was fucking cool.
So yeah, it's just, just this weird, this whole story of corruption and it just like, you just think it's a simple murder mystery that they're going through, but it just goes so much deeper than that. And really,
Del Toro's just a badass in this movie. He really is.
Yeah. I mean, he's almost Sicario in this, because he was so good in Sicario.
Yeah.
And he felt that way, like he was somebody you didn't want to mess with.
Yeah.
In this movie.
And then that one
dude
found out.
Yeah.
At the bar. He was like, hey.
Yeah.
I thought that was pretty cool.
Had some good old-fashioned feel to it with the cinematography. Yeah. It did. I think that's what I liked about it. It was like, it wasn't found footage, but it was like you were right in the middle of it.
Yeah. It kind of had me like a 70s vibe to it too.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, even though it was easy 2020 because they were, cell phones and flash drives and all that kind of stuff, but it definitely had that old cop feel. There's some grain.
The story of it.
Yeah. I dug this. This is a good thriller.
See this movie.
Yeah, really good suspense.
It's long.
I think it's long. Yeah, it's long. It's 2 hours and 16 minutes. But it's worth it. I think it does rush the ending a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
And Evan said it kind of fell flat. I agree with that to a point. I think like right at the tail end, it was just kind of like, oh, okay, so it's over. So it was just it did just kind of flatten out at the end. And I think the ending was probably one of my least favorites, but I liked everything that led up right to the end.
Yeah.
When everything like came to a head and the whole thing happened, I really liked that. And then it didn't hold that intensity at the end. So I see Evan's
the corruption part of that took precedent over how the movie started.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, okay. Yeah, it should have been done more.
Yeah. But you guys, this is Netflix right now. It is definitely worth seeing. John didn't mind the length. Neither did we.
Yeah,
I think it plays well. It does play like it's 2 hours and 16 minutes, but it kept me interested all the way through.
Mm-hmm.
Because I was like, I wasn't sure who the killer was. I wasn't sure what was going on. And I was like, okay, so this guy seems bad and this guy seems bad, but they can't both be bad. Can we segue onto the boob intendant at the Super Bowl with Justin Timberlake?
That's a good one. It's a good one. That's a good one.
Thought the last 10 minutes were perfect. Cool. Like I said, I liked it, but I think the stuff leading to that last bit were so good that it made the ending seem flat. But I do think it ended well. I liked it. I liked it all the way through.
I wanted more than golf carts, if that makes sense.
Yes, that makes perfect sense to me.
Yeah.
I think that's where my flat spot was.
Yeah, me
Whereas
too.
I wanted that to be more.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think you said it perfect. I wanted it more to be more than golf carts.
Yeah.
SWAT teams and
Mhm.
M16s and something. Hopefully no flat side. Okay, I I I really shouldn't have said the boob. Let's go to our highlights on Reptile. This is our top spot this week. Rich, you gave 10s to the cast and the acting. You gave 9s to the story, script, cinematography, and wild card. I gave a 10 to the cast, and then I gave 9s to the acting, story, and I think that's it, but 8s to script, cinematography, and music.
See, I had an 8 originally for my ending, but
Mhm.
and I just because I changed it.
Yeah.
The more I thought about this movie, I was like, no, I can't give it that high, just
Yeah,
because.
no. Yeah. You gave it a 6. So you're
Yeah.
ending with a 6, and I went 7 for the ending but yeah, it kind of accents what Evan said,
hmm
where he felt the ending was flat, and I did feel that the ending didn't live up to what happened just before. And that was it needed to be, I don't know. Like,
Out of all of these movies this week, this is the one that stuck with me. This is the one that I was thinking about the most after I watched it. So to me, that's the sign of a great film. It's okay if it sticks with you when you turn it off and you're doing something else and you're still thinking about this movie. Um, I think it's a sign that this movie is really good.
yeah, I agree with that. All right, let's go to our final scores on Reptile, taking our top spot tonight. IMDb is giving this a 6.9. Rotten Tomatoes critics score 42%.
Get out of
Audience
here with
score
that.
74%. Get out of here with that.
Yeah.
Rich, you gave it an 83, and I gave it an 81. Faces for Radio score is an 82. I I think that's a good score.
Me too. This is a great score.
So I counted what happened right before golf carts as part of the ending.
Yeah,
Okay.
I do. Yeah, I do
Yeah.
too.
I mean, we consider like that last real scene to be the ending. But yeah, I did like what happened before, and that does get bonus points. It got bonus points for me, but yeah, I still think it was a good ending.
Oh yeah.
I just wanted it to be more intense. And I don't know. I don't know how they could have. I think how they caught him was kind of fitting because he thought he got away with it.
Yeah.
And that was kind of cool, but on the other side of that, I don't see how he thought he could have gotten away with it, considering what had happened. But I'm going to throw that under the rug. You guys,
Mhm.
if you haven't seen this, this is worth a watch for sure.
Yeah.
Top notch movie. I think
And
really
it's
solid thriller.
surprisingly, it doesn't feel like a Netflix movie.
Yeah. What's up, Mike?
What's
Mega
up,
Mike, the
Mega
movie man
Mike?
in the house. Um, I would have said 8 more than likely for the ending. Okay, that makes sense. Worst ending movie for me has to be Those Who Wish Me Dead. Okay, yeah, I could see that. Hey, Mike. All right, so now there's worst ending for me was A Serious Man with Michael Douglas. That sticks to me as like one of the worst endings I've ever seen. And No Country for Old Men. I did not like that ending.
It said it might not. I don't know what my worst ending would be. I think the Beetlejuice. I don't know. No, I'm kidding.
But
I'm just kidding because they're giving me shit
I,
earlier.
well, I was like, you're gonna say Beetlejuice. I thought you were gonna say Beetlejuice, but I don't know. The ending for A Serious Man is basically like Michael Douglas kind of stands up, and then the movie just stops.
Really?
He's on a bench, and you're like you wondering which way he's gonna go, and he basically just stands up, looks straight at the camera, and then then the movie ends. And I was like, Hate that.
Yeah.
Mike says the worst ending is Halloween Ends.
No. I like Halloween Ends. I like what happens to Michael. I like that Jamie Jamie Lee Curtis gets some peace, even though her daughter's gone. The movie's out, but alright, we can spoil it. Most people hate it. I don't hate it.
I don't hate it. I can't say I love the ending, but I didn't hate it.
Did you? I read that they just did a novelization of that. In the novelization, it says that that when the sheriff looks into the window, he sees Jamie Lee Curtis with the mask or something, and Michael's behind her, or something like that. But hey, we got some good movies this week.
Yeah. So what have we got coming up next week?
Next week, man,
because we got a bonus movie next week.
We're doing 6 movies next week. We're doing Flora and Son, which is on Apple TV Plus.
Yeah.
We're doing Prey, which came out on 4K.
Yep.
Haunted Mansion on Disney Plus. Jules on Blu-ray. It's available on digital. Paradise on Netflix.
Right.
And It Lives Inside in movie theater. Those are our 6 movies next week. I hope you guys get a chance to see some of these. So when we come back next week, you guys can talk about them with us.
Yeah. So next week's going to be a little interesting because we might have to shuffle some stuff around. So next episode might be recorded ahead of time and I'll drop it on Wednesday, or we might go live like Saturday or Sunday.
Yeah.
I don't know if we're going to do this coming weekend or the following weekend. So
just because of my work schedule.
With the Disney one coming up.
Yeah.
And then we've got the top 10. We got the Disney top 10, and then we've got the high fives. We got the high five with Mika and Kira. So we can't do Thursday.
Yeah. And if I can't make it on Thursday, I will.
We post them on IG. We do post the results on IG. I send Rich the cards, and Rich puts them up on IG.
And if you're not following the Faces for Radio Instagram page, please do.
Yes. So, and then and you get to see our, we advertise our shows and stuff like that. But yeah, if you're following Faces for Radio on Instagram, it's faces.for.radio. So check that out. Give us a follow. As far as the upcoming schedule, Jay, I don't know if you were mentioning that, but the upcoming schedule I generally put on YouTube. So if you go to if you go to the YouTube page, there I have the schedule for the next upcoming show. I think I've got to update it, but once we get those shows scheduled, then I put those up, what movies we're going to do for the next coming weeks. So if you go to the YouTube page and go to that's where our upcoming schedule will be. I will also try to put that on the Facebook page. That's for the 4K Lowedown on Facebook. And then maybe we'll do that on Instagram as well. At least
I think we should. It's a good idea.
At least a thumbnail. Put a thumbnail up for our next episode. What's coming up? Once I get that in, then we usually do those a couple days in advance. But check out YouTube and Facebook for sure, because I do try to write those in as soon as we get them. But I think that's it, brother. What do you think? Good.
No, man, that's it. I want. Oh, stop! I swear to God, these cats be the death of me. I just want to thank everybody again for the chat, staying with us. We came out a half hour late. We appreciate you every week tuning in, chiming in on the chats. Again, just thank you for that.
Deeply appreciate it. But yeah, we'll show the end credits, and you're gonna see a recap of all of our movies and scores. But I think that's it. That's a wrap for us. So we'll keep you posted as much as we can about what we're going to do for next week.
But Monday and Thursdays are locked.
Yeah. So Monday, okay. Tomorrow night is our high five with Mel. My Killer Podcast is going to be on the show. Yeah. Unfortunately, Rich will not be able to attend, but he will be with us in spirit. But Mel gave us 5 horror movies. We're doing a horror themed high five with Mel tomorrow, and then next Thursday with Mika and Kira, the double feature podcast. They gave us 5 horror movies, and so we're going to do that next Thursday. Next Monday, the 16th, we've got Evan, Pop Culture 33, is going to be on the show with us, and we're going to do our top 10 Disney movies. That was a lot of fun to watch and score, so I'm looking forward to that show. So that is going to be 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 Eastern on Monday the 16th. And then tomorrow is 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 Eastern with Mel. My Killer Podcast is just going to be Mel and I. But I do have some videos with Rich's beautiful face on it, so we're gonna have a lot of fun with that. And then next Thursday, 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 Eastern, live for the double feature podcast high five for more horror movies. So tomorrow we're going to look at Killer Clowns from Outer Space. We're going to look at The Lost Boys, Psycho Gorman. God, what was the other ones?
Oh man, I'm thinking.
I'm like, I did say Lost Boys.
Evil Dead.
Evil Dead. Because that was one we had to bring up. Green Room? No, that's Mika.
Yeah.
Sinister. That's the one.
Yeah.
So Killer Clowns from Outer Space, Sinister, Evil Dead, Lost Boys, and Psycho Gorman. Yeah. And then next week with Mika and Kira, we have Autopsy of Jane Doe, Silver Bullet, Talk to Me, House of the Devil, and Green Room.
I have one movie left to watch on that.
Yeah. Me too. So, guys, that's going to be a lot of fun. All right. So, yeah, awesome. Great show.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you, brother. Appreciate that. Thanks, you guys. Yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun with Mel tomorrow night. Hope you guys can show up and show your love, give some support to Mel, because I'm gonna put her in the hot seat and ask her a bunch of tough questions. So that's going to be a lot of fun. Until then, you guys take care, be safe, have a great weekend. We'll keep you posted on next week's stuff. Until then, the Faces for Radio podcast says, see ya.
Take care, guys.